Just as I predicted, Donald Trump began his assault on the environment as he signed yet another executive order, this one ending Joe Biden's EV mandate. Now, I found an article on MSN that I want to read to you. Trump ended the EV mandate. Here's what it means for the auto industry. President Trump's Inauguration Day order undoing Biden's multi-billion-dollar effort to usher in a transition to electric vehicles has rocked the auto industry, environmental groups, and other stakeholders as they grapple to understand the likely impact. Okay, and there was a quote also in this article from the vice president of the Center for Automotive Research. He says the transition cannot stop. We've seen long-term investments in EVs. Those things don't change. So we have this ending of the EV mandate, and yet we know that companies, automotive companies, have invested millions of dollars into that technology, building these vehicles. They're on the markets now. And of course, there's always been a fight between environmentalists and those that want to expand the use of oil-based products, of gasoline engines. The truth is, pollution is here. The truth is, global warming is real. Of course, Donald Trump and his followers do not believe there's such a thing as global warming. Now, the science is there, and I know that there's been disagreements in it for many, many decades. But the truth is, we have polluted since we pretty much came out with the internal combustion engine. But as EVs became more popular, as the government pushed them, and that's the government's job, to push what's best for the United States. And what was best for the United States and its environment was electric vehicles. They do produce a lot less emissions, 0 to be exact. Yes, there are problems with batteries. There are problems with discarding of the batteries. These things definitely have to be worked out. But the big problem, the long-term problem, was emissions, and EVs take care of that. Now, I know a friend that bought a Ford F-150 electric truck. He drove it from Maine to Pittsburgh, and it worked perfectly. It did a good job. He didn't have to run all over the place to find EV charging stations. There were enough for him to use to get here. So the issues that people claim are big issues really aren't. Yes, the grid has to be expanded, but that's because the number of vehicles have to expand as well. The number of electric vehicles on the road has to grow. And this was the idea behind Joe Biden's EV mandate, to get that transition period, to fund it, so that you get it to a point where people then will not hesitate to buy a car that's electric or a hybrid. Now, Donald Trump obviously is against all this, as I mentioned. He is not an environmentalist. He does not believe in global warming. He believes in money. That's what he's involved with. He probably has oil stocks, every kind of oil stock. He is in bed with the oil companies. Drill, baby, drill, right? He's going to make everything in this country open game for drilling, even pristine lands, which, of course, I'm against. Oil. It's the big word going back to the 70s. I remember hearing of men who built engines that could get 70, 80, up to 100 miles a gallon. You never heard these engines ever come out on the market. In fact, rumors back in the day, the conspiracy theories were that the men disappeared who built the engines, and the plans for the engines also disappeared. This wasn't an isolated incident. This happened a lot. Where did those plans go? Why aren't there engines that get 100 miles to a gallon? Because it's not profitable for oil companies. Let's be honest. They controlled everything. And wasn't it the oil companies and the auto industry that really came against mass transit, right? We don't have any in the United States. Donald Trump isn't going to provide it. We are a third world nation when it comes to mass transportation. So this mandate was important, I believe. I believe it was a stepping stone to get into better technology, to get into better vehicles, so that companies can hone their skills in building electric vehicles, that battery manufacturers can build better, safer batteries, longer running batteries, and they're actually making progress in that. But now Donald Trump wants to put a stop to all of it because he has a pet peeve with anything environmental. This won't be the only thing he attacks, people. The Environmental Protection Agency will be gutted. We will no longer have people looking out for you and me on poisoned ground and water and air. No one's going to care because it's all about making money, baby, making money. Our economy is based on it. Well, our economy is based also on having healthy people, which we have less and less of today. Much of that is because our world is polluted, our water's polluted. That's what's sad. But no one seems to think that's an issue, especially if you're a billionaire, because you can pretty much buy anything you want. But for those of us at the bottom of the totem pole, we have to put up with polluted water, polluted air, with traffic jams, with cars pouring out toxic emissions. Let's not expand electric vehicles or solar panels or windmills, because those things are dangerous. They hurt our jobs and our economy. No, that technology is the future of America. It's the future of the world. Others are doing it. We don't want to because our president wants to make money, and that's all it's about. It's up to me and you to tell the truth that, yeah, global warming is real. Our climate is changing. We have to be prepared. We have to find a way to mitigate it, and that is use less fuel that produces carbon-emitting gases. That means that we clean up our environment from the start to the finish, from the bottom to the top. And without that, what future do we really have? Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. God bless you, and I'll see you next time right here on The David Tomsic Show. I like clean air.